Hey, good morning, guys. So I figured I'd make another video kind of going through these. Again, I know that this is a more challenging concept. Um, so I think, again, it serves a purpose with the video, the fact that we can go back and rewatch it. Um, Also, I had a couple emails from students not being in class today. So I feel like to get them caught up and in the same place, let's just kind of go through these together. So we'll see how long it takes. It's probably going to be a little time consuming. All right, but we'll do our best. So again, we are adding and subtracting rationals. And the first thing you want to do is take a look at the denominators. All right, if they're different, you're going to have to make at least what's called a least common denominator. So just think of it as like everything or every factor that's here and here needs to be down here. And then you're going to tell yourself, all right, well, what's different, right? What am I missing when I compare these denominators? And what I'm missing is the x plus 1, so I have to multiply the numerator by that. And over here, I'd have to multiply that numerator by x minus 3. All right, so multiply. You got to distribute the 9. This is a positive, so I'm just adding, which means like the 2x is positive. So when that's negative, like the others are, that's when you got to be a little more mindful of it. But here, just distribute the 2x to get 2x squared minus 6x. From here, we got to group like terms and put it in the correct order. So 2x squared plus 3x plus 9 over x minus 3 and x plus 1. All right, so I'm just going to check my signs, make sure I did that correctly. So I distributed the 9, all good there. Distributed 2x, all good there. Positive 3, yep, all good. Now, we would try to factor this if possible, but that just doesn't factor. All right, so because it doesn't factor, it doesn't reduce any more than this. This is just our answer. All right, and you can kind of go off to the side if you want and give that some thought, but there's no way with those signs both being positive. Like if I put a 3 here and a 3 there, that's not going to work, right? If the signs were a little different, then maybe we could pull it off, but nothing we can do here to get positive 3. All right, and number 2, here I have to factor. We didn't have to do that first, but you always look in the denominators. Clearly they're different, and this one needs to be factored. So that's the difference of squares, x plus 2, x minus 2. Now I go and I make my least common denominator, which just means, all right, x minus 2's got to come down here. This one and this one's kind of like, again, 1 for 1. So I only need to represent that one time. This x plus 2's got to come down here as well. All right, this denominator, right, comparing it, there's no difference. So I don't have to touch the numerator. I just have to bring it down. I'm not multiplying that numerator by anything. Over here, well, what's different in the denominators is we're missing an x plus 2. And here's my suggestion. When it is a subtraction, just move that sign a little closer so you don't forget it. So now you go and distribute a negative 15. Okay. Next up would be grouping like terms in the numerator. So negative 14x minus 26. Now, this numerator can be factored slightly. I don't think it's going to get us anywhere, but we should do it anyway. So we can take out a GCF. All right, a negative 2 goes into both. So 7x, all right, plus 13. And the purpose of that would be because, well, if we could have crossed anything out in this next step, we would, right? Sometimes we might get some common parentheses here that we can just cross a line through, and that would be us reducing. All right, I'll slow down a little bit. I feel like I'm going kind of fast, but you can always pause me, right, to just make sure you catch up or kind of go back and rewatch. So again, we're subtracting. First step is to factor the denominators that can be, right? Not all the time will they be factorable. Factors of 24 that can give me 5 should be x plus 8 and x minus 3. Over here, we just have x minus 2. Now, I can already see this one's going to be a little more work because all 3 factors in our denominators, this one, and this one, are all different. So they all need to go down here. All right. Now, take it one fraction at a time. So we'll do the leftmost one first. And we say, all right, looking at this and comparing it to this, the x minus 2 is missing. I have to multiply the numerator by x minus 2. Over here, what's missing? Well, x plus 8 and x minus 3. So I think what I'm going to do is just say, well, I could write those as factors here, or I could write just simply x squared plus 5x minus 24. I think that would make it a little easier for me. Right? If I think of it like this, right? If I FOIL this back out. And again, it's a subtraction, so just put that negative sign a little closer to the 15 so you don't forget it. All right, we're going to have 12x minus 24. We're going to have negative 15x squared. All right, minus 75x. And then 15 and 24. Let's see. Let's use the calculator here. All right, we get 360. So, yeah, look, I'm just like you guys. When we have big numbers like that, yeah, you can kind of think, all right, wait, did we do something wrong? So let's just go back and check. I'm thinking, did I not factor correctly? But I did, right? Factors of 24 that can give me 5. All good there. So we're good. Distribute it correctly. Just keep going here. All right. Group like terms in the numerator. So 12 and negative 75 would be a negative 63x. Okay. Negative 24 and positive 360 would be plus 336. All right. Now, this is definitely going to be a little challenging to factor this. All right, so it's going to be a little work. Now, I could rewrite the denominator, and I will, down here. You could always kind of skip that, just knowing it's there, and save yourself some time. But now, let's give some thought to how this is going to factor. I should think GCF first. All right, so 15, 5, but 5 doesn't go into those. But I think a 3 does. All right, I think 3 times 21, right, would give me 63. And again, you go back to the calculator, and you could say, all right, 336 divided by 3, 112. All right. So here we go. I'm going to take out a negative 3. And I'm going to have 5x squared minus 21x. Nope, plus 21x. All right. And then a minus 112. Same denominator. I'm just going to try to save ourselves a little time, but that would be right there. Now, even though we took out a GCF, we're not done necessarily. This might be factorable. So I know I'm kind of all over the place, but let's test it out. Let's try it up here. 5 is prime, so that helps me. All right, factors of 112. That can give us 21. So factors of 5 and 112, that can give us, well, let's see. Thinking 8 and 14 might be able to pull that off. What else goes into 112? 12 does not. 6. Does not. Let's think about 8 and 14. If I put an 8 here and a 14 there. 8 will give me 40. 14 here. I don't think that's going to work. That wouldn't give me 21. If I put a 14 here and an 8 there, that's not going to give me 21. So you know what? I don't think this is going to be factorable. Unless I'm missing something. But I can't think of one off the top of my head. I think I kind of went through them all. All right. That means this, sorry for that, would be your answer. Okay? All right. Last question. Let's get a different color here. All right. We're going to have to factor the denominators. I think this one's going to be a little easier than last. We got x plus 7 and x minus 2, which is good because my common denominator is a lot easier here. This numerator I wouldn't have to touch because these denominators are the same. This denominator here is different, right? What's different about it? Well, the x minus 2. So I did say before, like, move that negative up, but I said it when it was only one term, like negative 15 or negative 15 again here. We are going to multiply by this negative, but we have to kind of be smart about this. If I want, I can distribute the negative right away, but I think what I'll do is kind of say, all right, let me FOIL these, then I'll multiply by the negative. That makes sense? So if I FOIL those out, I should get x squared plus x minus 6. And now if I want, I can distribute that negative, and just to kind of save some space, I'll take away these parentheses. Right? And distributing the negative, it's going to be a negative x squared, it's going to be a positive 6, and this should just be a negative x now. So hopefully you're kind of following along with me and you're taking notes as we go. All right, well, the x squareds would cancel. So negative x plus 1 over x plus 7 and x minus 2. Now, in all 4 of these problems, not one instance did we end up reducing, okay? And that's okay. Not all the time will you, okay? But there will be times when after you factor, you will be able to cross out, terms that were on the top and terms that were on the bottom. All right, so look, I know we might have struggled slightly with these only because we probably just weren't as confident. It's just going to take time. So hopefully the video helped, and we're getting better, and we'll continue to practice. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Just gotta figure out how to stop the video here.